तेरे दे में ईश्वर। अमर है राम भर सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Any questions? We were studying how the human mind is congested with desires. The disease, like imagine your nose is congested. You can't breathe. So when my mind is congested with desires, I can't live. I can't be happy. I can't be free. I can't be independent. I feel there's a constant struggle. There is a constant, I don't know what. You know how you feel when your nose is congested? You feel like that when your mind is congested. Can't breathe, as if everything's not okay. And imagine that your nose is congested and you can't breathe and everything is not okay. And then you go and say that, there is this happening and that happening and that's the problem. No, all you do is go take an antibiotic and then your congestion goes away and then there's no problem. So the yogas are like the antibiotic. You remove the desires and there's no problem. It's so simple. But if you try anything else, then that's a big mess. Because the congestion stays. Okay? Suppose you go and inhale some Vicks or some eucalyptus or something. And then you feel nice. A little bit you feel nice because a little opening takes place. But that infection is still there. So that chap who's sitting in there will do his things and not let you breathe. And after some time again, they will all gang up against you. That's exactly what's happening with our desires. We are taking pills. We're taking, what should I say? Some sort of instant fixes. We're putting all Vicks vapor up all the time instead of going and dealing with the antibiotic. Now, For the same reason that we do that, right? Why do we not put Vicks vapor up? I hope nobody from PNG is listening. Otherwise, they will think we are anti their vapor up. But if we put some oils or whatever, you feel nice for a bit, and then the problem is still there. So similarly in life, we do so many things, we feel nice for a bit, and the problem is still there. Now, we don't want to go and take the antibiotic, which likely kill the problem. Why do we not want to do that? Because when you take antibiotics, first and foremost, what happens? Arey Baba, not a philosophical question. This everybody knows. Huh?
Your stomach gets upset.
Your stomach gets upset. You get bad taste. It is horrible. You say, hey, Bhagwan, why did I take this stupid antibiotic? It is wrecking my life. I can't eat, I can't drink, I can't taste. I'm feeling terrible. If you're an uneducated person and you took a medicine and you felt so bad, what would you do?
Give up that medicine.
Give up the medicine. It is so clear. The medicine is making me feel bad. I don't want this medicine. So clear, no? Exactly what happens when you come to the spiritual path. Exactly the same. That which is going to take you out of the mess will be identified as that which is causing the mess. Yesterday, I was speaking to one of old students. Very, very interesting. I found the whole conversation very interesting. Here is this person who was, thank you, Bharat, who was studying with us. She came to us in a really bad state. She took this knowledge, she worked extremely hard, and she got so much better, and whatever her problems were got sorted. And then what happens after that? Normal stuff. Then they say, oh, now there's nothing in it, I don't feel anything, andar se baat nahi aa rahi hai, that same thing is not there, and they leave. I'm telling you all this now. Be warned. You will come with some issue. That issue will go away. Then there is no inspiration left to continue. Okay, so now what? Now do service. No, I'm not interested in service. I just wanted to learn. I've learned, and now that's enough. This is not a college, please. This is lifelong education. Every one of us, including the speaker, has to study for the rest of our life every single day. It's not 2-year course, 3-year course. For the rest of our life, this is going to go on. It's like brushing. You don't stop. I won't like to say it's like addiction. You don't stop. But it's like brushing. You don't stop. Unlike my AC, which seems to have stopped, it's become like another spiritual sadhak only. So don't give up. If it seems bad, if it seems useless, if it seems boring, it seems like there's nothing else happening here, don't give up. No matter how you feel, it doesn't matter how you feel. You may feel that, oh, now I've got it, now I know it, I've got nothing else to get. Be warned. When stagnation comes to us, we will not know. We will not know. Can you excuse me for a second, please? Just too much noise around here. Okay. So, living life in a way that prevents problems is better than living in a life that cures problems. What we would like for everybody over here and for the rest of the world is that they have no problems. If you have problems, let's solve them. If you don't have problems, let's prevent them. But this is what we have to do all along. And how do we do this? We do it by, how do we do it?
Daily step.
The yoga, correct, very good. You do it by performing the 4 yogas for the rest of your life, every single day. There is no break from this. This is life. Everything else is nonsense. This is life. There's no break from it. Do you not have to do your exercises every day? Do you not have to brush your teeth every day? Then how come you don't have to clean your mind and intellect every day? You clean your house every day. Oh, well, maybe, I don't know, in France. Madeline, do you have to clean your house every day? Yes. I notice in the Western countries, it's not like India. You don't clean even twice a day. This place is like a junkyard. There's so much dust. How is it in Lebanon, Joyce? You have to clean your house every single day? Yes, you too? Okay. I think then in the US, apparently, they can get away with twice a week or something. But here, no way. Twice a day is what we need. So you have to sweep and swab and every day, every single day. Whether you're living in Europe or you're living in Asia, you have to do it. What are you talking about not studying? Why would we not clean our mind and intellect every day? Why would we not have devotional activities on a daily basis? Why do we have to wait till Sunday to go to church? Why can't we worship the Lord daily? Muhammad tried to put that. He said you do it 5 times a day. So now people have started doing it 5 times a day. That too as a ritual. Why 5 times a day? Why is not the feeling of divinity with us all the time? So clean, 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 clean. What are we cleaning?
Our mind and intellect.
Desires.
Desires.
Thoughts and desires.
All these desires, they have to go. Because as long as they exist, expect
Pain, suffering.
Agitations.
very good. See, such a brilliant class. As long as you know all this, what you're all fine. Just know this. That's all you need to know. But in the meanwhile, as our mind continues to be congested with desires, now we know it, but we are still congested. We know that we have some bacteria. We know that we are congested. Now we've sourced the pain to the bacteria. This much we have done. Now, antibiotics, please start. We are frightened. No, 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 no. And it's not just you'll feel okay now and then I'll start the antibiotics and everything will be fine. No, it's not like that. What is going to happen is this thing will come multiple times in life. Multiple times. It's not like there's a problem now, we solve it and anything's going to be okay. We have to keep doing it so that we can avoid problems, or we won't actually avoid a problem, but what will happen is you'll be able to deal with it very quickly. Like this time now, suddenly in my life, I tell you as my own example, everything was comfortable, everything was wonderful, everything was fine. And then I took on a project which is way bigger than anything anyone has ever thought of. And so all hell literally broke loose. And it was very, very difficult. And you know what the main difficulty was? I don't know why I'm talking the past tense, but at least I realized it now. But you know what the main difficulty was? I did not know that I was overworking until I actually fell ill. I did not know this. And the solution was quite simple. I had to do a little less. But I didn't know it. to me, this was fantastic. I was like totally enjoying it as obviously I would. And great. And I was burning myself out without recognizing this until I fell ill. So it's very important. Like we have been studying. You say, what is the use? You didn't yourself didn't know. You know what was the use? You could spot it and deal with it before it became a big issue. You can be very excited to do something, do a lot of it. But your body can only take so much, right? And you can't burn it out because it has to last you for the next 30, 40 years until everything is, completely okay. So that's what happens. It's not like a problem won't come, but you can spot it and deal with it before it's a big problem, right? Otherwise, it becomes such a big problem eventually that you don't know how to deal with it when it just escalates. So that's probably how it will be. Each one will, of course, have different experiences. I'm just telling you mine for what it's worth. Since we are all in this journey together and we are all going together, we can all be of some, tell each other what's going on. But the important thing is we must understand fundamentally where the problem is generating from and what is the solution to this problem. And know that I'm on track towards that solution. That's what's important. And the results are amazing if we can do that and do that consistently. The problem is that you can be so satisfied, so happy, so everything, and still be doing something wrong and not know it. So there's various ways of the permutations and combinations coming about. So far so good. Any questions up to this point?
Janki ji,
Yeah.
you said things could be fine and there could be happiness, basically, but there still could be a problem. So how would you know?
Yeah, you don't until you see the backlash. Like this time, right? So we were doing so much and there's so much happening, and as you all know, there's like a beehive of activity going on over here. And all of you, in fact, it's not just here, but all of you are participating in it and doing whatever. And so many things and juggling so many balls, so many different projects, so many different people. 50 people are doing 50 things, and I'm supposed to hold all these threads together. It was fun. It was great because we were going in the direction we wanted to, but then the body can't take this. So the doctor will tell you. No, the doctor told me. I said, okay, why did I get this? He said, it's usually caused by stress. Stress? Me? I didn't know this. Was I stressed? Now I'm asking everybody, am I looking stressed to you? I like, was I stressed? And when I tell people I'm very, very stressed, I told my husband, do you know that I'm very stressed and that you have to take me on a vacation now? He said, you are stressed. You're giving everybody stress. You're not stressed yourself. So then I said, no, the doctor has prescribed the vacation for me. He has clearly said that I am stressed. I mean, it's like a joke because neither to me nor to anyone else did I appear stressed. So, but they say that this disease is caused by stress. So what is that supposed to even mean? I don't know. I mean, in retrospect, it seems like you take on so many different jobs, the body probably can't take it. So then someone draws your attention to it. You say, okay, that's fine then. Let me reduce. I reduce slightly. Now I'm fine. I think I'm fine. Who knows? The disease is not there, so assumably I'm fine. So how do you know? Somebody will tell you. The doctor will tell you you're stressed. And you say, oh hell, is that so? Makes sense? I don't know. It's all a work in progress, Bharat. Who knows? It's just a work in progress.
Isn't it the case of mind not being able to take it?
Don't know. Not to my perception. Maybe it is, but the point here is I didn't know this. So therefore, as a warning to everyone, maybe others may not know that they are under stress. Because if you'd asked me or asked even people around me, if I'd asked you, Bharat, do I look like I'm under stress? What would you have said?
I think I agree with Farokh.
I'm sorry, causing too much stress to everybody. Okay, so I don't know. So like that, but we will not know. Therefore, we have to be extremely sensitive to what people are telling us. Extremely sensitive. Our normally our reaction when someone tells us anything is to be defensive and say, no, I'm not like that. It's always a good thing to ask ourselves this question that if someone says I'm like that, what is that person seeing? See, unless the person is lying, okay, in which case just reject it. But if someone tells me I'm hot-tempered, and I don't think I'm hot-tempered, then I have to ask myself this question, how, if I'm not hot-tempered, how am I appearing hot-tempered to this person? Is this person mad? And if it is appearing like that to him, then what is appearing like that to him? This willingness to appreciate that other people are telling us the truth is always something that we can consciously cultivate, because it's so easy for us to reject the view of others. But to say, how can I include it in my world vision? My world vision always has to be restricted. So how will I get a full world vision? I allow things to come in. So if someone says something about me, you are X or Y or Z, instead of getting defensive, it would be better for me to stop and think, am I? There must be something that is making this person say that, right? So that's one of our defenses against it. Just a willingness to listen to other people. I don't know if that helps, Bharat, but in answer to your question, a willingness to listen to people.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Remember that if we have any fault within us, however small it may be, it's that bacteria over there. And if we don't remove it, a bacteria simply grows. They grow very fast. How can we constantly be aware of it? We have to be constantly aware, right, that we want to realize the self. Now, to do that, there's only one method, self-purification. So if someone tells you you have a fault, would you not be extremely alert? Because this is a direct obstruction on the way. So extremely alert to feedback from other people, extremely. From a person you respect, definitely, even from people you do not respect. Okay, so 4 yogas are like our
Antibiotics.
Antibiotics. When you take on any of them, it will not feel pleasurable. Like this person I was telling you, she says, I can't do so much karma. I'm not interested in the welfare of the masses. I don't care about all these people. I don't want to do karma. Doesn't feel good. When you start something, it doesn't feel good. And because it doesn't feel good, you leave. Or you start, it feels good, you do it, and the good feeling goes away and you leave it. One way or the other. It's too much disruption on the path. Too much disruption. That is why you see in class, now you get used to certain names. Now after some time, another lot of names. Some people last for few months, some for few years, some for a decade or two. It's not that you have to continue class, it's that you have to continue being on the path. And if you wish to continue being on the path, it's good to be around people who are also on the path. Because that's how we encourage each other. That's how we stay together. That's how we move together. I mean, it's not that we're moving together, but there is sort of bonhomie about doing it together, right? Each one has to do it by themselves. But it's nice to know other people who are doing the same thing. What are they struggling with? Is it likely that I might have to in the future struggle with any of these things? Another important thing is I am struggling with something now. My marriage is not working. My finances are not working. My health is not working. We are not in some lonely outpost of humanity. Other people also suffer, also have these pains. And together we can deal with these pains. People may have good solutions to these things. So we can deal with it. So we're not in a lonely outpost by ourselves. We have to handle all these horrible things. No, both for the good and the bad. It's nice to have a sort of community feel to it. All right, so we have to do it our whole life long. And that's a commitment we have to make to ourselves. You can choose not to make that commitment, but if you choose not to make that commitment, then what comes out of it is eventually
Suffering.
Agitation. Then when the agitation comes, then don't say, it's like you didn't brush your teeth, now you've got cavities. So now what can anyone say? You didn't brush your teeth, you will get cavities. What else will happen? Thus. So far so good for yogas to clean the congestion of the mind. So far so good, right? Okay. Who will read the next paragraph?
May I?
Please.
So, thus, the constant practice of the yogas, the mind is rid of all desires except the ultimate desire for self-realization. It no more rushes to the world, it turns introvert. An introvert mind alone is qualified to meditate and attain spiritual enlightenment. Oops. Until there?
Yes, and now summarize.
So the constant practice of the integrated yogas, the 4 yogas, allows us to get rid of desires and thoughts, and thus we qualify for meditation. So we get first step, yes. We get rid of.
What's the last step?
Last step. We turn introvert and we qualify for enlightenment.
Last step.
We get rid of all desires except the one of self-realization.
Yes. So we've brought ourselves to single-pointed attention. Today, can we do this? Today, we can't do it. Today, what do we have? We want to purify. What is our condition today? Let us take stock. We are in this room. This room means this Zoom room because we want to develop ourselves. We want to purify ourselves. There is something in us that tells us it's important for us to be better people. It's important for us to develop character. It's important for us to be the person I should be instead of the person I am, right? So there's something in all of us, this would be common to all of us, that we all want our development. This is common. There is another thing which is there, which is also common, which is we know not only want our development, we have all our other desires as well. So our development, our desire for development is just one of the desires we have. A spiritual sadhak is a person who
has a desire for self-development, as well as other desires.
That is everybody's condition, even people who are not in this class now. Everybody means there are people who have many desires and they also want to improve themselves.
Only
One of
desire.
them many desires.
Only desire.
If you had only that desire, you'll be on the verge of self-realization.
It gives a higher priority to the self-realization desire
Very
compared to
good.
other desires.
Very good. Who has decided that that is the most important desire. Then you become a spiritual sadhak. You have figured out that, okay, I want so many things in this world. Now what to do? I want them. But the most important thing which I absolutely have to get is this one. Why is that so important? Because based on this, not only will I achieve things, but I will also enjoy things. Without this, I will neither achieve nor enjoy. Or I will achieve without enjoying, or enjoy without achieving. If I achieve without enjoying, I'm like a corporate executive, right? I achieved, but I am so miserable and so worked up and so sometimes you can't have a conversation with them because so there are some people who achieve but don't enjoy. There are like these corporate executives that work 24/7, so much, no enjoyment. Other side, there are people who enjoy but don't achieve. Who are these people?
Yogis, says.
Thieves. Yes, correct. The thieves. Means they are enjoying, but they're not paid any price of any type. At least these corporate executive guys are paid the price for it. The others want to enjoy. Right? They say, oh, you're a rich man, you should give me money. But if he's a rich man, why should he give you money? You want money, why don't you work harder or better? So there are some who want to achieve, but they cannot enjoy. There are some who enjoy, but they cannot achieve. Both cases are pointless and futile. So a spiritual sadhak is one who's realized that there is more to this game than achievement and enjoyment. Unfortunately, I am stuck with these desires for achievement and enjoyment, but I know that there is something more, and I'm going to give it more importance. I'm going to apply conscious, concerted work in this field. I'm going to do that. And I make myself a plan, a program to do it. I decide for myself what is my review of this plan and program which I've made. All right, so you can say once a year, I'm going to review. What have I done? What am I still to do? Have I made any progress? Not made any progress? Not too much. Just once a year you review. That have I moved in the direction I had chosen to go? Or is it just stated desire, or have I seen some effect in this thing? And then I say, yes, I've seen an effect, and I've seen an effect in X, Y, and Z, or I've not seen an effect. And then I have to say, okay, if I've not got an effect, that means what was missing?
The
Effort.
cause.
The cause, correct, effort. So which is the effort of mine? Which is that cause which was missing?
Yogas.
So, I mean, like what? You're right, that's what was missing, but which of them, how of them, all that I must know and decide what I'm doing now about it. All right, so I do a review. I have a plan. I have a program. I have a review. I have a course correction as and when required. Like doing all that because I believe that this is the thing worth obtaining. We do that if you have to earn money, don't you make a plan? But if you want to have spiritual development, you don't make a plan. So is money more important than spiritual development? How can you not have a plan? How can you not have a clear goal? What is it you're trying to do? So, the vast majority are not interested in self-development. A large number of people are interested in spiritual development, but it is in development, in self-growth. But it is just one of their desires. Like they want to do ikebana, or they want to do horse riding, they also want little growth. It's one of the many desires they have. Such people will be spiritual tourists. They will go from this person to that person. So that person spoke well, that person didn't speak well. It's tourism. Just like if you like nature, then one day you go to Switzerland, one day you go to Kashmir, one day you go to Assam, and it's all beautiful. And you say, oh, it's so beautiful. It's a tourist activity going on. So similarly, these spiritual tourists do exactly the same thing. They go from ashram to ashram, teacher to teacher, religion to religion, and they say, oh, this is so wonderful, which it is. But they're tourists. They're not sadhaks. When do they become a sadhak?
When they give more importance to the
Yes,
self-development than any other desire.
right. You become sadhaks when they decide, this is what I am pursuing. And other things I need, there's no denying that. I will get it. There's no denying that. But this is the most important thing. And since this is the most important thing, I will design everything around it. This is not fitting into my life. My life is fitting into this. Because this is my life. Right? So when you say a person wants to win Wimbledon, he's not interested in tennis. He doesn't play tennis in the club occasionally. His life is designed around it. Everything about his life will fit into that. He will decide when his vacation is going to happen based on when is the Wimbledon date, right? Everything in his life will be designed around that Wimbledon. It's not an interest in tennis. It's not an occasional game of tennis. It is a plan, a program, and designing everything around it. So if I decide to buy a house, where am I buying the house? It will be designed around where is my goal. If I decide to get married, who am I marrying? Designed around the goal. It's designed like that. When you live your life like this, you're actually living life like this, what will eventually happen, you think?
The progress will be fast.
Okay, so what was that progress? What will happen?
The mind gets purified.
Okay, so what will happen? So what has happened?
Fewer
Okay.
worldly thoughts.
Sorry?
Your actions
Fewer worldly thoughts.
You're removing all other thoughts except for one single thought.
Very good. See, you're designing around it, right? So everything, correct, Asha? Since you are consciously putting in thought, see the mechanism that's taking place over here. All right, you're consciously putting thought into that goal, and so that thought is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. The others are also ran, so they are getting weaker, because at any time there's a clash between these two, you're going to choose your goal. So these are getting weaker, that is getting stronger. Finally, what you come to is
One thought.
single pointed thought. But that's because you lived your life like that. Not because you got up every day and read 10 minutes of Vedanta Treatise. You lived your life like that. So you come to single pointed thought. That is what he's saying. You can read. So then he says your mind is qualified for attaining spiritual enlightenment. Is that clear? Is this paragraph clear? And how we reached over here? So you don't say, it's very easy, normally. How we'd say normally? Say, you do the 4 yogas, you reduce your desires, you have single pointed thought, then you take meditation. It doesn't occur to us what that means. What it means is that reduction of all other thoughts. Imagine where we started. We had one desire for growth and billions of desires for everything else. And every once in a while, we do something about our growth, maybe go to a temple or a church or a mosque or something we'll do. But with some of that in mind, until all of life starts becoming designed around it, in which case that becomes the single most powerful thought. You don't design around what you are comfortable. You design around what takes you there. All the time, we design around what I'm comfortable with. I like this or I don't like this. And that strengthens the likes and dislikes. We have to design around that goal. Momita.
May I ask a question, please?
Yeah, Joyce. One second. Momita has just written a question. I'll come to you. Momita has written one in the chat. Sometimes we fall off the path despite sincere effort. Why does that happen? Momita, that happens because we have desires. And we will fall. That's a given. We will fall off the path. The thing is, you brush yourself, stand up, and start again. We will fall off. What will happen? Unless we are self-realized, how will we always think of God? It's not possible. So we are very far from self-realized. So we will keep falling off. Never mind. Brush ourselves and continue. Just continue. Just make sure that you're on the right path. Two things are our responsibility. That we are on the right path and that we continue walking. These are the only two responsibilities in life. We have no other responsibility. Am I on the right path? And am I walking? Oh no, I seem to have fallen. Then get up and start walking. Oh, I seem to be sitting down. Then get up and start walking. Only two responsibilities on this path. Are you on the right path and are you walking? Because even if you're on the right path, but you continue to sit there, you just get run over. Not enough being on the right path. Be on the right path, keep walking. Okay, Mamita.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Joyce.
It's actually a thought. It's when you are following this right path, I think that it will improve everything in your life. I mean, this is the purpose, right? I mean, your daily life, it will be so aligned with your self-realization. And the purpose is, ultimate purpose is to improve what you have to do in your life, your work, your way of living, or your health, etc. So we can, I mean, the purpose is not just, I mean, the ultimate purpose is to align the self-realization with the life, our life, or the other way around.
The other way around.
Okay.
We decide what, always in life, we decide what is our goal first. And then everything else falls in place.
Okay.
What are you trying to do? That has to determine what you do. Okay, next paragraph. Who will read the next paragraph?
I can read.
Please.
Meditation is the final gateway to self-realization. The practice of the yogas takes you up to that gateway. The different disciplines purify your mind of worldly thought and desire. The mind becomes qualified for concentration and meditation. Without preparing the mind, the practice of meditation is a mockery. You cannot run before you can crawl. One cannot really meditate unless the mind is cleansed of its desires. This is a law. Both the preachers and the practitioners of meditation are ignorant of this fundamental law and plunge into meditation without the initial preparation. They are lured into it because of the apparent initial feeling of peace it creates. not realizing that the peace gained is temporary, it soon wears away. Another reason for people rushing into meditation is that its procedural details are simple, easily communicable, far removed from the protracted, deep study and reflection of Vedantic truths, which are difficult to convey and whose effects are slow, practically indiscernible. Hence, the temporary effect of meditation has been exploited to a point of absurdity, which has resulted in a worldwide craze, a mania for meditation. It says that meditation is the final gateway to self-realization, and we become qualified by performing the yogas and bringing our mind to a single pointed attention. One cannot meditate before the mind is cleansed of its desires. That is the law. Not realizing the law, people try to meditate prematurely because of two reasons. The first reason is that the initial peace that it gives us. And the second reason is that the method for meditation is easily communicable. And this misunderstanding has led to people practicing meditation prematurely and has created a lot of, and people have perverted this exercise to a point of absurdity and has resulted in a worldwide craze for meditation.
Good. So after you have come to single pointed attention, then you take up meditation. Meditation finally leads to self-realization. Now, people are not interested in the 4 yogas. They are not interested in study. They are not interested in plans and goals and work. Too much trouble. What is easy? Sit down, cross your legs, close your eyes, breathe. This is very easy. Just understanding Vedanta, we go somersaults. First, we have to understand it. Then you have to somehow practice it. You're going mad in this whole process. How much easier to sit down and breathe and then think that you're doing something great. Isn't that a wonderful thing? All you have to do is sit down and breathe, and then you get this feeling that I just did something so wonderful. Who would not do it? Understandable, no? But if your goal is self-development, it's not the method. The longest route is usually the shortest way. So, long route. What is our long route? Fix the goal, fix the path, have a daily schedule, every single day. Now, I know many of you, we know each other personally. I know what's going on in your lives. And I know how difficult sometimes can be. A parent is not well, a spouse is something. Different people have different things going on. And it sometimes feels so tough. The whole thing feels very tough. But one thing we have to be clear about, that okay, I can't do X, I can't do Y, I can't do A, I can't do B, I can't do C. But what can I do? And how much of it am I doing? Okay, so it may not be possible, right? Some of you cannot maybe do karma because you're caught up in, like huge family responsibilities. Never mind, it doesn't matter. Some of you feel that I can't do bhakti because of X and some whatever, different things. But one thing we can commit to, which we do every single day, just morning studies, that much commitment we can do, no matter what troubles are going on in our lives. At least this much. And if no troubles are going on, because I know many of you do not also have troubles, something more than just morning study, not just morning study plus a little karma every day. And then next, can you add little bhakti into it? Every day. Maybe you do your puja. Maybe you read your namaz. Maybe you go to church. Maybe you listen to bhajans. But some bhakti every single day. Can we do that? How much are we committing to? for our own growth. And then we don't want to commit anything. And then we say, oh, I've studied Vedanta, but nothing has happened. I'm just the same person. No effect means
No cause.
no cause.
No effort.
No cause, no effect. If you are not seeing an effect, cause is not there, identify what is not there. Wait, Deep Raj. Can't we turn family problem into an opportunity for Karma Yoga? Of course we can. Why not? How can we live in a family and allow problems and then say, I'm going to do Karma Yoga and help the rest of the world? That makes no sense. Karma Yoga means that you are so unselfish that you create time. People create time by being unselfish. The more unselfish you are, the more time you get to serve. So, yes, I mean, people are there, like many of us in our 50s and all, we have elderly parents to take care of. Many people in the class have this thing. Some people who are a little older may have spouses to take care of. Some people who are younger have children to take care of. And then, of course, there are assorted uncles and aunts. I don't know how it works in Europe, but here we have fairly large comprehension of who makes the family. So we have assorted uncles and aunts. And if your parents had 7, 8 brothers and sisters, then you have a lot of work cut out for yourself. But then luckily, most of them get married. So there are a bunch of youngsters who are available also for this thing. And 2 or 3 will also not get married, in which case everybody has to share their burden. Burden means they share and take care. So all this stuff goes on. This is just part of normal life. Then we have to be careful about our finances. Everything, I mean, every aspect of life we should take care of and have plenty of time left. And that means, well, we seem to be doing okay. Okay, yes. So everything, every action that we perform should be an action of Karma Yoga. But we should also have actions which are designed like that. Because you can't, right? See, if I want to do Karma Yoga on a daily basis, how can I do that? Because every day somebody is not going to ask me for something. So then I'm dependent on you. Please ask. I go to it from house to house, say, please ask me for something. So therefore, better I have my own scheme of what I plan to do. Yeah, Bharat.
So, people who take up premature meditation, what is their goal? Surely not self-realization, right?
Some of them have a goal of self-realization, but they don't understand. See, it's like saying that there are some people who want to become rich. Okay, they study, they take up a job maybe, or they start a business, or they do their MBA, and their whole goal is to become rich. So then they follow that path, they think about it, they study about it, they figure out what they need to do to make the millions that they want. That's one lot of people. Another lot of people buy lottery tickets. They also have the goal of becoming rich, but they spend that time buying lottery tickets. So these people are the same type. They're buying lottery tickets. They're not doing the hard work involved.
So poor quality of intellect, basically.
Yeah, poor quality of intellect. Yes, understanding is less. Yes, understanding is less. Wish for work is less. Willingness to pay the price is less.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Deep Raj, they can take a loan also. I mean, everybody who wants to be rich does not follow a sensible path. And some people, they don't want to buy rich, they've got no kamnanda, they just go and buy a ticket, hoga to hoga. There's no real thinking also involved. I mean, not even a desire to be rich. They're passing a lottery stall, so they buy a lottery, like that. So like that, they're passing some lecture going on, they go and listen. They were passing a movie house, they would have gone and seen the movie. So all sorts of motivations for these things. And everybody is going to the movie. You also went. Everybody went to the lecture. You also went. All sorts of things go on around this place.
Janki, passive people, right?
Yeah. That's it. Okay, Bharat?
Yes, thank you.
Right. So who will read the next paragraph?
I will read.
Please.
Few realize that meditation is the highest technique that a human being can learn and practice. It is the most specialized art skill which requires a well-prepared mind free from worldly attachment and desires. Only a qualified mind can be trained to meditate. Meditation is the art of keeping the mind in sharp focus upon a single thought to the exclusion of all other thoughts. The mind is maintained a single chant,
Silent chant.
a silent chant of mantra, word, symbol under the supervision of the intellect. The intellect does not allow the mind to slip into any other thought. The steady, single-pointed, conscious mental absorption in a single thought is a meditation. Meditation practice thus leads to the ultimate state of self-realization. So meditation is the highest technique that human being can learn and practice. It is specialized art which required prepared mind. Mind should be free from worldly attachments. Meditation is an art to focus on a single point thought to the exclusion of all other thoughts. Mind maintains chant, silent chant of mantra, word, symbol under the superior intellect. The intellect does not allow mind to shift from that thought, and it will not slip into other thoughts. The steady, single pointed, conscious mental absorption in single thought is the meditation. Meditation practice thus leads to the self-realization, ultimate state of self-realization.
Milan, you just read the whole paragraph again. What is the summary? What are the main points? Point number 1 you had. What is the first point?
The highest techniques.
Very good. Second point.
Second point, meditation is art of keeping mind of the art of focusing your thoughts on self and exclusion of all other
That
thoughts.
is, yeah, correct. That is point number 3. What's point number 2?
Your mind, prepared mind is required.
Prepared mind. Very good. See, you know it. So say no. Number 1 point, highest technique. Number 2, for this highest technique, you need a prepared mind, a qualified mind. And thirdly, what is the technique? It is the intellect keeping the mind on a single thought. 3 points he has covered in this paragraph. Correct?
Yeah.
So, you realize that it's the highest technique. To do meditation is the highest thing a human being can do. Okay, so why do you call it the highest thing you can do? Why is not service of the world the highest thing you can do? Think about it. You have 3 equipments. You have a physical body, you have a mind, you have an intellect. You have 3 things in this world. Of the 3, the physical body is the grossest, the mind is subtler, and the intellect is subtlest. Right? So whatever is done by the body, if you accept this, then whatever is done by the body becomes a gross thing, whatever it is. whatever the mind does, means any feeling, is less subtle than any thought. Any thought means equivalent degree of thought. So intellect does the highest quality work. Now, what qualities can you do? You can do 2 + 2, that is also intellect. You can do nuclear physics, that is also intellect, right? What can the intellect do which is of higher and higher quality? So what is the role of the intellect? Discrimination. So what is the highest discrimination you can have? Like a guest, a stranger, that's a discrimination. It's hot, it's cold, that's a discrimination. Higher mathematics, that is a discrimination. Then you get the highest discrimination between the world and God. The highest form, because of entire world compared to God is gross, right? So now all discrimination pertaining to the world you can remove. So that means you brought yourself to last one, between world and God. Now you don't think of anything else. That means you're fixed there. Can you imagine what work went to? Intellectual work, the highest quality work for the highest thing. You've got to the highest caliber of something. You can think about it tomorrow in your morning study. Hari Om.
Thank you, Janki ji.
Those who have not filled in the survey for the Rishihood course, please fill it in if you all are interested in joining. Okay. Right. Sorry. Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, very, very quick question. Where can I get the books? I cannot find them. How can I purchase?
They should be on Amazon. I don't know how.